So I've been following the AAF somewhat closely for these past 2 weeks, and I have to say, it's been a lot of fun. I mean, granted, it's not the NFL, but unfortunately we have another 5 or 6 months until the NFL actually comes back on, so it is still pretty nice to have some high quality football, even if it's not quite at the quality of NFL football. And I mean, it really is high quality football. If you think about it, it's basically college football all-stars that just weren't good enough to make it into the NFL. There was also one of the best football games I've seen in a while, not just AAF, but I mean just football games in general. And that game was the San Antonio versus the Orlando game. One of the things that was probably the most fun to watch was the high-flying Orlando Apollo's offensive attack. I mean, they loved to throw the ball downfield, and it really was a lot of fun to watch. And also, just for the record, I do live in Orlando, so I am a die-hard Orlando Apollos fan, and I always have been for all my life. You know, for the 2 weeks that they've existed. But anyways, back to my point about how it was a high-flying attack, take a look at this play, for example. They're going up against a cover 1 linebacker blitz, and these are the routes that their receivers are going to be running. One of the key ways to beat a cover 1 linebacker blitz is by deep routes towards the sideline. They actually have 2 of those, however that's the one that Gilbert is going to be looking towards. He made a great throw, and Charles Johnson ended up getting wide open to make a catch for a huge gain. Charles Johnson, by the way, is a key part of this Apollo's offense, and is a huge reason why they were able to be so successful. This next play is another good example of that high-flying attack. As you see, that's the route you're going to want to take a look at, and it's worth mentioning that the Apollos have 2 tight ends in this game. Because Orlando has 2 tight ends in the game, San Antonio is going to be expecting some sort of a run here, which is why they have 5 linemen on the line. And you're also going to see their 2 linebackers move up as they're expecting a run. However, the key guy to watch here is they're also going to have a safety move up as he's expecting a run as well. This is going to allow Jalen Marshall to get pretty well open, and he makes a great catch and is able to break a tackle to pick up a huge gain. It really seems like a lot of these AAF teams run a lot of man coverage, which does make sense as when there is a league like this, typically the defenses are going to be better than the offenses. However, that's part of what makes the Orlando Apollos offense so special is that they can compete with opposing defenses. Like on a play like this, for example, once again, it's going to be a cover 1 hole, and these are the routes that the receivers are going to be running. And once again, take a look at the sideline routes as those are where the receivers could get open. Once again, it's really nothing too fancy. You're basically saying, I trust my receiver to get open. This was once again a different receiver. This time it's Chris Thompson making a great play. And the fact that they have several receivers that can make great plays really puts them ahead of a lot of other teams in the AAF. And of course, having a guy like Garrett Gilbert who can make those deep throws certainly helps. Well, all those offensive plays were a lot of fun, and it was a huge reason why Orlando was able to come back from multiple 12-point leads. Let's talk about what happened when they finally did tie the game up in the 4th quarter. This time, Orlando is going to be running a cover 1 hole, and take a look at that route in particular. What's really key about this route is that it's a curl route, which is a good way to beat man coverage. As you stop suddenly, the defensive back guarding you will probably have his momentum take him past, and then you can throw it, hit the receiver who's at the end of the curl route, and pick up a first down. However, take a look at what happens here. Keith Rezier is going to end up jumping the route, picking it off, and taking it all the way back into the end zone for a touchdown. This is a great play for several reasons. First off, knowing that a curl route could end up being a route that a receiver runs in a situation like this, and then also being aware enough to jump the route, pick it off, and then of course having the athleticism to jump the route, get the interception, and run it all the way for a touchdown. Orlando really does have a lot of talented players, and a lot of NFL level talented players in my opinion. I could definitely see a couple of these guys going into the NFL, and that's what makes them fun to watch. I saw that the attendance was over 29,000, and it made sense. I mean, that stadium was definitely rocking for several parts of the game. It was easily the biggest game in AAF history, which I know is saying a lot as they've been 8 games so far, but really, this game was a ton of fun to watch, and I really think that this is going to help the AAF grow as a brand.